All right, good morning, everybody. I'm going to break this down a little more. I'm going to be recording shorter videos and posting more of them. So let's just get right to it. This week, basically, what we're going to do is we're going to learn to read maps. And I know this was covered in Miss Matsunaga's class a little while ago, but we are going to review a little bit. Then we're going to learn how to do it in slightly more scientific way. So, our objectives for the week, I want you to pause the video now. I want you to read through these and think about them. All right, now we're coming back. So, I will read them to you. Our objectives for the week will be I will define geography and topography. Ta- Topography is that word. We will go over what it means in a little bit. Number two, I will explain why scientists need to be able to read maps. I will get to that probably in the next video. Number three, I will use maps to name the continents and the oceans of the world. I just want to make sure that y'all know them so that when we're talking about different areas of the earth, we can all be on the same page. And number four, I will use maps to discuss the shapes of several national parks. That will be towards the end of the week. We will be looking at specific places on the earth. So, this is just our vocabulary rundown for the week. I will read these. I want you to pause it, take a second, fill in your notes. So our vocabulary for the week is going to be one, geography is the study of the physical features of the Earth and its atmosphere. So you can think about anything that's on the surface of the Earth is going to be covered under geography. Maps are a representation of an area of land or sea that shows the physical features present there. All that means is it's the picture of the geography of a place. Elevation is something we're going to learn about. It's just how tall or deep the surface of the earth is. So if it's a mountain, it's how tall it is. If it's a canyon, it's how deep. Topology is a way of showing the elevations of the areas on a map. It has to do with surfaces. We'll get to that. And then sea level is the last one. It is the level that that the surface of a body of water will flatten out to. We will get to. I'll explain how that works in a little bit. So we're going to move on, go a little bit more into detail. So this is geography, is just the study of the physical features of the Earth and its atmosphere. Geographers use maps to study the Earth. So these are two kind of charts right here. This one I just thought was kind of cool because we always think that the Earth is just round, but it's actually not. The Earth is this kind of weird bumpy shape. Well, this is what we think. So this is our satellites and everything have been mapping this for decades, and this is our best guess of the actual shape of the Earth. It's kind of funky looking. And then over here on the right, we have a just diagram of what the atmosphere is kind of like. So we're not really going to talk too much about the atmosphere in this unit. We will a little bit at the end. But for right now, just the atmosphere is all the air that's on top of the Earth. So, and it's separated into different layers: the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere. Exosphere is a fancy way of saying outer space. But we'll go into more detail about those later. So we will move on for right now. Maps. This is a pretend like a not a scientific map, but I think a lot of us have seen a movie where there's a treasure hunt or pirate treasure or something like that. They almost always have a map that leads them to it. Maps are important because they help us navigate the surface of the earth around us. Otherwise, we'd have to remember absolutely everything, and that would be tough. This is where we're going to stop for this video at the end of this slide, so just be warned. So continents and oceans, the maps of the Earth are divided into two main parts. One, you have the continents. Continents are the land masses, the dry parts, the parts that we can walk on. There's what, 7 of them, I think. Yep, 7, and we will get used to naming all of them today. And then the oceans are the other part of the surface of the earth. There is actually land underneath the oceans, but the water is on top of it. So when we look at it, we just see oceans. And then today, what we're going to work on is trying to name all of these. I think most of us should be familiar with at least some of these, but I want you, there's a quiz. I want you to take it a couple of times. I want you to get some practice with labeling all of these. We have, for example, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and I think the Southern Ocean. Yeah. So you'll need to remember all of those. You need to remember North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Oceania, which also could be called Australia. But, anyways, we will talk a little bit more about those as the unit drags on. We're going to be mostly focused on North America for this unit. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end that here. And in the next video, we will move on to the next topic.